Shanti Virakun, Tarana Khubchandani of the gallery Art and Soul from Mumbai, which is representing the artist and his lovely wife Amita. I take great pleasure in welcoming you all this evening for this which I think will be a magical evening of the closing ceremony of Satish's exhibition, first at the Visual Arts Gallery and the public display of his two spellbinding, riveting works of art. We've called this evening At the Feet of the Buddha. We also have the 5 bodhisattvas on the stage, gazing and spreading their different worlds to us here this evening. The Most Venerable Sumitanandan Thero, Bhikkhu in charge of the New Delhi Center of the Mahabodhi Society of India, the Venerable members of the Mahasangh, Professor Lokesh Chandra, President of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, all the distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome. We are going to feel very sad to see the great sculptures leave the premises of the Habitat Center. Satish has always been a deeply spiritual artist, and one of his main concerns amongst the many meta-narratives of his search for spirituality has been the Buddhist trajectory. Buddhism has always had a strong influence on art, especially in the Indian subcontinent, which was also the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. Well, I wouldn't really like to say that because of political mappings of boundaries today. But all what I want to say is that Buddhism was very much born and part of the Indian culture, and from here went to different parts of the world. Therefore, we have some beautiful examples of Indian architecture which deal with the Buddhist trajectory and Buddhist faith. The most famous Mauryan king, Ashoka, who proclaimed it as a state religion. The carvings and sculptures of this era pay homage to the dharma of Buddhism. The emblem of India, the famous Ashok pillar at Sarnath, depicts the 4 lions spreading the world of the Buddha in 4 directions of the world. From ancient to contemporary times, the philosophy of Buddhist thought has captured the hearts and minds of Indian artists and artists also from the subcontinent. We've also had very, very critically acclaimed contemporary artists, such as the fiercely critical Chinese political artist Ai Weiwei and the award-winning installation artist Zhu Bing, and of course, our very own incomparable Satish Gupta himself. There is something very compelling about the wisdom which encompasses the tenets of Buddhism to make it such a recurring leitmotif in the works of such diverse artists across the world. We are very, very happy to have all of you here with us today to share the powerful interpretations of Buddhist thought and philosophy in Satish Gupta's artworks. Before I invite the venerable monks to the stage, I want to say a special thanks to the peerless Krishna Shanti Virakun, a committed humanitarian and passionate advocate for a host of causes with the United Nations, and in part of her tireless efforts to spread peace and harmony in the world, it was she who kind of drove this evening, and we are very grateful. Thank you, Krishnanti. The evening today is going to be a sublime evening, and I hope we will run it seamlessly and organically through the course of the evening. So we will begin with the chanting of the Buddhist stanzas by the Venerable monks. This will be followed by a short screening called The Way of the Wandering Cloud, made by Satish Gupta himself. We are really fortunate and delighted to have Professor Lokesh Chandra, a person we all admire deeply, who will, through his own lens and his own mind, talk about the essence of Buddhism. And we will end the evening with the haikus from Satish's Zen Space portfolio. It will be read by Krishna Shanti and the artist himself. And once again, thank you very much for being here this evening.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස